Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming to today's online session. And so today we'll have open art workshop. We have Ruben and Elaine with us, and we'll also have the submission introduction info session. And I believe everyone has been very busy working on your film, your music video, and all the interesting projects. And so thank you very much for sparing time joining us online. So in the first around 10 minutes, I will talk about the submission process, and we'll also have a Q&A if you have any questions. So let me share my screen first. So yeah, in the beginning, I would love to first introduce briefly some of our judges for the hackathon. And we are very honored to invite a lot of amazing filmmakers, professors all around the world. So we have Professor Jay Shep. He is the section head for music and theater arts at MIT and a very amazing director of theater projects. So he will help judge on the innovation track for the interactive experience, immersive experience, as well as the film parts. And he'll also be joining us during the events on site at MIT. And the second judge is Professor John Rosenberg. He is an amazing award-winning film editor from USC Cinematic Arts. He is also the director of undergraduate production at USC Cinematic Arts. And he will fly in from LA to Boston to join us for our events. And we are also really honored to have Professor Ruby Young. She's the Oscar award-winning documentary director, and she's also the director and professor of practice at Hong Kong University School of Future Media. She'll also be a really amazing, distinguished judge panel for us. And we're also really honored to have Professor Lam Yang. Professor Lam Yang, he's a filmmaker, architect, and world builder, and also a very amazing new media artist. He is right now the director coordinator at SciArc, also in Los Angeles, on the master program of fiction and entertainment. And we're also honored to have the very, very famous Chinese actor and singer, Tong Dawei. So he has been performing in China for a very long time in a lot of films and television dramas. And because this year's topic is Open Your Eyes about how to build amazing character and actors. So his experience will help us a lot for judging the best supporting character and leading characters. And we're also really honored to have Maya. And I think Maya is also in our Zoom meeting today and also in the Discord group. She's the senior director of the Innovation Center, AR, XR, and Quantum Labs at New School. She'll also be joining us on site at MIT for our events as a speaker and also as a judge. And we're also honored to have Professor Daniel Phillips. He is the MIT Media Lab research affiliate and also assistant professor in virtual production at Emerson College. He is currently also directing AI filmmaking class at Emerson College, and he will also be joining us on site for our summit. And we're also really happy to have Rudy. He's the technical director at Lincoln Center, also associate lecturer at Columbia University. He will be giving us a talk on technology and integrated with performance at the Lincoln Center during the summits at our events at MIT. And we're also honored to have Athena. She's the Autodesk Research Residency Program Lead. And so this year, she's will not only be a judging member of our general track, and she will also be a judging member for the Autodesk Awards. So the winner of the Autodesk Award will have the opportunity to join the Autodesk Research Residency, which is about a 1-year program using all kinds of hardware and software facility at Autodesk. It's a very amazing experience. And we are also honored to have Professor Fu Hongbo. He's the acting head and professor at Hong Kong University of Science and Technology, Division of Arts and Machines Creativity. Yeah, and we are also partnering with HKUST, their departments on our events. Yeah. And we're also having John Gaunt, who's also a speaker last year at our festival. So he's the creative director of Seattle AI Film Festival and founder of Culture and Code. He'll be also judging the short film track for our events this year. And we also having Zoe, who is a creative technologist at IDEO and the creative director of South by Southwest Future Picture House. And Amy Yang, who is the founder of AGTM and also the strategy partner director at South by Southwest Future Pixel House. And Juan Diego, who is MIT Sloan EMBA alumni and also a producer, amazing producer and a director based in Bogota. So he's the founding partner of Jagerbytes and Fidelio Films. We're also having Lilia, who is the director of strategy products, video, and audio at Wall Street Journal, who is also working at YouTube, Hulu, and HBO before. And Professor Fred, who is the co-founder of Machine Cinema and the adjunct professor of directing AI at USC Cinematic Arts. And we are also releasing more very amazing judges and speakers soon. So please stay in tune in our Discord and our main website. And for the submission process, I will just quickly go through it with everyone. So in the main website, currently there are 3 different tabs. So well, basically for creators, I think most of you is already registered to our events. So if you're registered, you should be already in our Discord where you will have the opportunity to build your own team and also have interaction with our sponsors and partners to get your credits and work on your product. And then then is the submission link, which already released about 3 days ago, and the deadline is April 10th. And if you are able to join us, actually you don't need to click get festival tickets. But if you have friends and like family members who haven't joined the hackathon, who just want to enjoy the event, welcome to just click the get festival tickets here. So our event is totally free and educational. So we welcome everyone, like different backgrounds, different ages, to join our events on site at MIT on April 18 and 19. And for the submission, we can quickly go through it. So if you click submit your work link, which is also here on the top, you can you will get into this like submission form. And so there are quite a lot of questions. So please go through them before the deadline. Yeah, you should have an idea what like how much time you might need to do to put into the submission process. And you should first choose which track and media you're submitting. Short films, 3 to 8 minutes, music video, 3 to 5 minutes, like micro drama, 5 episodes, 1 to 2 minutes, and interactive film or XR film. And the film title and like the short introduction of your film, like the relationship with our theme, Open Your Eyes. and the name, roles, and emails for all the members of your team, like for example, the name and who's the if it's a director or visual designer, and email, and whether you will have team members in person for our award ceremony on site, because we are really encourage everyone who will be able to come here to enjoy the events, and also for the award ceremony. And also the film duration, please remember to register all your team members for the Luma, not just the director, but every team members. And also, if you have any questions, please drop them in the chat box. I will answer all the questions, submission questions at the end. And for the film submission, we will, like what we did before, use Film Freeway. So if you go to Film Freeway, you can create your own film and submit it for different tracks, like short film, music video, microdrama, interactive, and XR. And if you are working on an interactive film, you can provide a link of your experience here in this link, and also a video recording of your interaction in the Film Freeway. And also, please upload a film poster on Film Freeway. For the aspect ratio is 2:3, and suggested resolution is 1400 by 2100 vertical formats. It should contain your film names, team member names, and roles. And the film is should be created specifically for this hackathon and not previously submitted in other events, film festivals, or competitions. And the film language should be English. If it's not English, please include subtitles. And make sure your team has all the copyrights. And it's really hard to define like copyright issues when we use AI, but make sure you are not using anything that's, for example, you're using music tracks that is not like you don't have the permission, or if you are creating any characters that has copyright issues. For example, if you're using a face of other people, or if you are using a character, for example, Mickey Mouse or very famous ones, that will be an issue. And make sure you acknowledge our hackathon and also the logo at the end of your film, as well as all the AI tools and models you use at the end of the film. And you grant our hackathon and partners to distribute and showcase your works and for other events. And then it will be the questions of the creation process. For example, what kind of models you use with your script, image generation, video generation, editing, and if you are using a hybrid production with videography as well as AI technology. If you are using 3D softwares, if it's interactive, how did you create a film? This will be a very important process for different categories of awards. For example, if you are competing for the best sounds and voice and music, we'll need to know the process of your creation in order to judge for that specific awards. And also for the special tracks of our partner awards, you do not need to register separately. So you just answer the question. For example, if you are eligible to compete each awards, you must use their softwares. For example, for the Autodesk, you need to use the Flow Studio in order to compete for the awards and describe your workflow for that. And it's the same for Flick Awards, for TabNow Awards, and for Open Art Awards, and for Pixelverse Awards. And so that's kind of the overall process for submitting the form. We will not only be using the final video, but also like you will be judging based on the process and how you creatively use AI in the process of your filmmaking. Yeah. So as we can see here, we have the award category for the short film track. We have the best film, best animation. So for the best film, we're basically judging based on like realistic creation of the character. So if you are working on animation, you will be in the animation awards track. And we're also differentiating the characters into leading characters and supporting characters. Yeah, we really want everyone to build characters that can interact and have a very depth emotional feedbacks to the audience. And best narrative, best visual, best music and sound, best creative AI. And for the innovation track, we have the micro drama, music video, interactive film, and XR film. And this year we will give more than $10,000 value production support for the best film awards project to be further developed into a feature film. And for the partner track, we have Autodesk Awards, having the Autodesk Research Residency, and Flick Awards, Open Art Awards, which will have more information about it today, TabNow Awards, and Pixelverse Awards. Okay, and I will briefly answer some questions in the chat. Okay, so I see here. So for we have the regarding the April 10th deadline, how will we receive confirmation that our upload was successful? We had some technical issue back in 2024. The submission didn't go through properly. That's a very good question. So we will send out a confirmation email on April, because the submission deadline is April 10th in the evening, EST, so in Cambridge. So we will send a confirmation on April 11th, making sure that everyone has their submission. Yeah. And also a question, can I enter an item as a short film and a music video? Yes, if your team have several projects, you can submit different projects, but you need to submit them separately. For example, if you're working both on a short film as well as a music video, please submit the project separately into different projects. Yeah, but it is okay for a team to submit 2 projects or more. And regarding the micro drama, if the project consists of multiple episodes, that's also a very good question. So if you're for micro drama, please combine all your episodes into one video, because in Film Freeway, it's better to judge and submit into one video rather than 5 different episodes. So please combine them into combine the 5 episodes into one video and submit them into Film Freeway. Yeah. And
sorry, Judge, I got a question for you. So
yeah.
I wonder, how do you classify a like high fidelity CG, such as like Love, Death, Robots, something like that, whether it is a film or an animation?
You mean if it's computer graphic is highly used in that? Is that what you mean?
Yeah. It is like a CG, like Love, Death, Robots, something like that. Would you say that's a film or a animation?
That's a very good question. So I think it really depends on is I know like the boundary between film and animation might be blurry when it comes to a lot of After Effects. But I think if it's mostly like computer graphic or CG or post-production, we will regard it as a film. If it's animation, we should specifically know that it's, for example, it's like a painting style, or
Mm-hmm.
it's like a specifically cartoon or animation style. And if it's more like fiction, or you mean like a computer graphic, we will mostly see it as a film. But we will judge it. We'll discuss that with our judging like councils, like which awards will the film or animation be mostly likely to go. Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
it's
Thank
really
you.
project by projects. But yeah, in terms of what you mentioned, I think it's mostly sounds like like a film rather than animation.
Okay, got that. Thank you. That's very helpful. I got another. My last question is that, so look at past winners. I noticed, many lean heavily into like visual animation and art concept rather than, traditional narrative structure. So for this year's judging, how do you weigh storytelling craft versus like technical or aesthetic breakthroughs? And is
Yes.
there a sweet spot you are looking for? Yeah.
That's also a very, very good question because this year, we working on like we were focusing more on storytelling, and especially how you build a character. Yeah, it means you need a story and need a very consistent character to bring the story to life. Yeah, because last year our topic is dance in life. So dance itself is more motion, it's more on like aesthetics. Yeah, as you can see in our past winning films. And also, I think because previously in the past 3 years, it's really, really hard to build a consistent character and very consistent storytelling. But this year, we really want people to move one step further. So this year, narrative and storytelling character, that will be a very big, important point for our competition. Yeah.
Thank you. That's what we are also looking for. Thank you. Thank you for your answer.
Yeah. Thank you for your question. Very, 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 very great questions. Yeah. And also, should logo be on the poster? Yeah, that's highly recommended. Yeah. So logos, you can find logos here in the 2026 hack. If you go down to the participation rules, you can find the logo here. Yeah, we also recommend putting the logo on the poster. Yeah. Could you clarify as you defined hybrid production for this hackathon? So hybrid, it means we do not like it's okay if you generate everything in AI. For example, if you generate like image in AI using AI technology, generate videos. But you can also like for hybrid, it means, for example, if you use your camera, if you use an iPhone to make a film, make a short clip, and use style transfer to transfer the performer, transfer the actor into a new kind of aesthetics. That's also totally fine and highly encouraged. So we really because in the production right now in a lot of professional production studio, it's still hard to build a character using just AI. So sometimes people will still having actors and actresses and making films and then use video to video generation to do this production. So that means hybridization. So you can also use like virtual production, videography, and also AI technology, all kinds of way. You can also use, for example, human dubbing. Like it's not necessary to generate music, video, like voiceovers, everything using AI. You can choose your combination, but you need to clarify that in the submission form. Yeah, that's what we mean by hybrid production. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much. And